PPE consists of safety glasses, earplugs, gloves, and any other equipment worn to protect the body from harm. All field employees, including field managers, must wear work boots with ankle support. Proper footwear must be in good condition with no holes. Sandals and tennis shoes are not allowed. While operating any motorized equipment, the employee must wear the following: safety glasses, earplugs or approved earmuffs, and a hard hat while pruning. While spraying any chemical such as Roundup, the employee must wear a long-sleeve shirt, long pants, rubber or latex gloves while handling product in concentrated form. The PPE listed above is the minimum requirement. Additional PPE may be required. When applying chemicals specifically, always read the label before using the product. Personal protective equipment, or PPE, is designed to reduce the chances of injury in the event of an accident. The most important PPE is you. Make sure you fully understand how to use equipment and chemicals. If you do not, then do not use them until you do. No one is authorized to force anyone to operate something they are not familiar with unsupervised. Also, be aware of your surroundings and use the proper piece of equipment for the job and location. Next, we will discuss proper lifting techniques. To start, here are some examples of improper lifting. Do not twist while you lift. Do not lift with your back. First, size up the load. Test to see if you can lift it safely. Get as close to the load as possible before lifting. Position yourself correctly in front of the load. Always lift with your legs, not your back. Make sure your footing is secure, and lift smoothly but not slowly. Keep the load as close to your body as possible. If the load is large and cannot be placed between your knees as they are bent, bend at the hips and waist with your knees relaxed. It is more important to keep the load close than it is to bend your knees. If possible, have another person help you or use mechanical assistance. Push mowers are used to cut small areas of grass and small hillsides. When using a push mower, the following PPE is required: safety glasses, earplugs, and long pants. Before starting the mower, check the machine's oil. When using a mower, remember the following: adjust the cutting height so the equipment is properly prepared for the operation. Never use a string or other substance to tie the handle to override the safety device. Never pick up a push mower while the engine is running. And never mow a section of grass where all four tires cannot stay in contact with the ground. This is where string trimmers are used. You should cover 5,000 square feet per hour with a push mower. Try to alternate mowing patterns weekly, and always adhere to the proper workflow, and remember, any mower should be used before a string trimmer or blower. Blowers include any handheld backpack or walk-behind blowers. The following PPE is required when using a blower: earplugs and safety glasses. Before starting or using the blower, make sure your shirt or vest is tucked in and the guard is attached properly. Blowers must always be used away from children, pets, and bystanders. When operating more than one blower at a time in the same area, keep a safe distance between two or more operators. Blowers can produce winds greater of 100 miles per hour. Injury or property damage can result from flying debris. So stay alert when operating the blower. Always watch what you are doing and be sure to pay attention to who and what is around you. Keep your hands away from the air intake and outlet chute and keep both hands on the handles when the power is on. Follow all maintenance instructions and examine the blower with care. Store the blower indoors and keep the throttle in the stop position when not in use. Never point the blower in the direction of people, cars, or other similar items, which could result in injury or damage by blown debris. Operate the blower at the lowest possible throttle setting that gets rid of the debris. Always throttle the blower down when pedestrians are in close proximity, and be sure to blow off all windows in vehicles that have dust or debris. You should cover a 1 mile, 3-foot wide path every hour. Remember that a blower is your last and final step at any site. After using a mower, edger, or string trimmer, be sure to clear all debris using the blowers. Next, we will talk about string trimmers or weed eaters. When using a string trimmer, the following PPE is required: long pants, safety glasses, earplugs, and boots. String trimmers are not to be used for edging, areas with rocks or loose debris, edging concrete surfaces, or trimming shrubbery, climbing ivy, or other greenery. Be sure to keep the machine at half throttle while cutting weeds in paved areas. String trimmers are used to trim weeds and grass. Keep a firm footing and balance, and do not overreach. Be sure lighting conditions are adequate. Keep your body away from the rotating string head and hot surfaces. Keep the string head below the waist level. Before each use, inspect the trimmer for loose fasteners, fuel leaks, or other problems, and replace damaged parts. When using the trimmer, position the cutting head at a 30-degree angle to the cutting area. Be sure to let the tip of the cutting line do the work. Do not use the turf to advance the string on the machine, as shown in this video. And never force the line into the turf, or this will scalp the lawn. Use a solid or concrete surface to advance the string. Be sure to use the string trimmer in a clockwise direction to alleviate debris when going around mulch beds. This video demonstrates what not to do, which is use the string trimmer in a counterclockwise direction. You should cover 2,000 square feet per hour, and remember to adhere to the proper workflow. A string trimmer should be used after a mower. Now we will talk about stick edgers. When using a stick edger, the following PPE is required: safety glasses and earplugs. Before using a stick edger, be sure to inspect the unit. Make sure the rolling wheel is adjusted properly for the blade length. It is important to make sure the wheel is adjusted properly so the machine does not drag along the concrete. Here is an example of a gearbox that has been dragged along the concrete. Remember, when you are changing the blade on a stick edger, that it is opposite of most screws. You have to turn right to loosen and left to tighten. The top blade in this picture is an example of a blade that needs to be changed. The bottom blade is a new replacement blade. These blades should be kept on hand so you can change the blade before it gets too small and causes the machine to drag. After replacing a blade, keep the old blade so you can dispose of it properly. Before starting with a stick edger, there should be no obstruction within 50 feet. When working with several operators, be sure to look around and check for other persons and objects. Always check the condition of the working area to avoid any accident by hitting hidden objects such as stumps, stones, cans, or broken glass. Inspect the unit for loose fasteners and fuel leakage. Make sure the cutting attachment is properly installed and secured. Keep yourself between the machine as to not allow debris to be thrown on things behind you. Keep the blade elevated to cut the grass and not the dirt. The blade should skim the surface, not dig up rocks and debris. When using a stick edger, you should cover the following: on roadways, 5,000 linear feet per hour on 1 mile long runs, and on sidewalks you should cover 2,000 linear feet per hour on short runs. At James River Grounds Management, it is a rule that whenever you are backing up any truck or trailer, there needs to be a spotter. The spotter should be out of the vehicle, and the spotter should check the surrounding area before you back up. The spotter needs to safely direct the driver into position when backing up.